In the mid-19th century, an English army captain stationed in India discovered in the dense jungle surrounding Madhya Pradesh some lost temples. These Hindu temples would become a UNESCO heritage site. What was unusual about them is that they displayed some of the most erotic carvings ever discovered. In modern times, they would be classified as pornographic and obscene. These are the temples of Khajuraho. It is supposedly said that Mahatma Gandhi found the sculptures very disheartening and suggested that his followers wash, clean, and chip away what he called embarrassing and indecent to the Indian culture. There is a tendency to destroy what disgusts us without thinking why and what great effort over centuries committed Hindu kings to create loving and ornate carvings to honor the gods that they worshipped. Usually history either tries to explain or put a spin on these situations. These temples have been a cause of many such debates. Some historians suggested that the aim was for one to leave all sexual desires outside of the temples. Others said that they were manifestations of tantric practices in yogini temples to ward off the evil eye. Yogini, as opposed to yogi, represents the feminine consciousness of the universe. This example touches the heart of the controversy behind sexuality and spirituality. In almost every religion that exists today, sexuality in all early traditions was associated with spirituality. Taoism, also known as Taoism, is a Chinese philosophy attributed to Lao Tzu, who lived around 500 BCE. It became the official religion of the country during the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 906 CE. Taoism expounds a philosophical system on the importance of keeping human behavior in harmony with nature. The term qi is used for the vital energy that animates the body internally and is essential for health and spirituality. Taoists think of desire or sexual energy as a necessary part of our life force. It is called Jing Qi. To be passionate is to be full of Qi. In Islam, many modern scholars point out that a healthy sexual relationship is absolutely vital in marriage. They generally agree that one of the primary reasons for a failed marriage is sexual dissatisfaction. They talk about allowing couples to enjoy their union while receiving a divine reward in doing so. Some Jewish laws stipulate that a Jewish man must be willing to have sex with his wife on Sabbath Eve. In Christianity, the controversy also reigns. Christian scholars such as David M. Carr argue that the Bible is often used to separate sexuality from spirituality. The Garden of Eden story has been interpreted as an account of sexual sin. Sexuality long precedes the eating of the fruit. Genesis is rife with descriptions of sexuality. It talks about the creation of humans for each other, of human nakedness. The moment they saw each other, man and woman embraced and became one flesh. Genesis talks about the eating of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Carr argues that knowledge of good and evil is often described as wisdom and not sexual sin. He indicates that the explanation of knowledge of good and evil is repeated in Kings, Samuel, and Proverbs. Another early acceptance of sexuality and spirituality is seen in the Song of Songs. According to Carr, the Song of Songs to ancient men and women were their fifth gospel. Within the Christian tradition, the song was one of the most often read and commented on parts of the entire Christian biblical canon. There are more Latin manuscripts of the song than any other biblical book. There are more medieval sermons on the song than all other biblical books except for the Psalms and John. It was read more often in some contexts than the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. In modern times, many religions have become patriarchal. There are general philosophical rules for behaviors that include sexuality. Some examples are: abstinence is decreed in the Bible. Sex is a beneficial gift from God in the context of marriage. All other sexual relations are immoral. Jesus was born of a virgin and did not marry. This presentation is not about influencing people to change their beliefs. It is about examining cultural expectations about sexuality and spirituality. We talked about how culture shapes our beliefs in previous episodes. We hope in the succeeding ones to paint a picture of such changes and its impact on us as human beings. After all, we are born from a sexual union.